What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Dash today. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. And let's get into it, okay? It's the 18th day of January, and here we are sitting at about $87, up 16.8% today, Sunday. It's nice to see. This is a bullish engulfing candle, and what's crazy about this, you guys, is that this day fulfills all the requirements we need for this pullback to happen. I mean, the range that I gave you was something between $72 here and $61, right? That was the range. And I said the most powerful result, the strongest result would be to bounce here, but we likely don't do that. Likely we go somewhere around the 382, right? That was kind of the thought, but it's a broad range overall, and you can find support right here. Well, we found support right there, right at the 0.5, literally at the top. This is a very powerful reading with a very powerful move. It doesn't stop here, guys. This move is going to keep going. Very likely it keeps going. I want to look at the volume, and I want to be clear that it doesn't have to keep going right now. We could consolidate. We could even pull back to $61 from here, and then we get the move going. But damn it if it doesn't look good right now for immediate continuation. It looks pretty damn good. Let's look at something with some volume, and then we'll get into the short-term stuff, okay? Not a whole lot of volume today in comparison to some of these days up, but relative to what we've seen, that's actually a good bit of volume on a bullish engulfing candle nonetheless. We got 6 hours, 30 minutes left in the day. We're already above yesterday's volume. I feel good about this, man. Let's look at the short-term stuff and see if that feeling good keeps up. I'm sorry. 1 hour time frame here. Hold on, guys. I got to clear out. All right. 1 hour time frame. Let's see here. 1 hour time frame. We're moving up. We're getting good volume. A little bit of volume on the last candle there, selling off. It's kind of interesting up here. I like it. I like it. I don't have a problem with it at all. A little bit of bullish divergence on the low here, but I don't know. Is that divergence? Whatever. I don't care. It looks good. It looks good enough. The 1 hour time frame just crossing above the zero. Stochastics are overbought. RSI is overbought. Maybe here, because you're in this overall consolidation phase, and we're at the top ends of it, maybe we do consolidate a little bit and then we pump. But we could just continue to rally from here as well. I mean, you look really bullish. You look really good overall here. And I invite you to remember, and this is just the 1 hour time frame, and not a lot of time has passed between this point and this point here, right? But relative to the RSI, this has been, and on the 1 hour time frame, this has been a lot of time. A lot of iterations, a lot of candlesticks have passed on the 1 hour. And now we've gotten overbought here for our first time in a little while. I'd like to compare this moment to this moment back here, not to this moment, maybe compare it even to this moment here, but just not to this moment, because these moments are so close together. This one's a little bit further apart, just like this one is. I'd like to compare this moment here, what we're doing now, or what we just did getting into the overbought zone. I want to compare that moment to this moment here and this moment here. And let's just see what kind of results we come up with, right? So whenever you got overbought here, was that the end of your move? Let's do you one even better. When you got overbought and you came out of the overbought zone like you are now, right? You got out of the overbought zone here. Was this the end of your move? Absolutely not. No, it was not. No, absolutely. You kept going. You kept going. Whenever you got overbought right here, was this the end of your move? No, you kept going. We've just gotten overbought, and it's the first time that we've gotten overbought in a while. You know, here when we got out of the overbought zone, that was the end of the move, but this was kind of in an iteration of lower highs from here. That's why I felt kind of iffy comparing this to this, but still the point being that once you got overbought, you still kept going afterwards. Now it's been some time since we've been overbought. You've got a higher high here. It's as if you're setting a new trend. And I think that, again, I would compare this moment exactly to like this moment back here. Clearly, this was a much more powerful result. But just the idea that you moved up here, you consolidated, you moved sideways, and there was more to go. That's the thought. We moved up here, we'll consolidate, we're going to move sideways, but there's probably more to go. And unlike this attempt here, I would think that the secondary move from here, if this is the primary move, the secondary move, I think the secondary move will actually be bigger, where here it was the primary move that was bigger. So in other words, what I'm saying here is I think we'll consolidate, much like what we did here. I just think the move out of this when we break out will be bigger. It'll be bigger because here it was smaller. This is the zone you broke out of. Here, if we consolidate, we break out. We're not just breaking out of the consolidation phase. We're breaking out of this consolidation phase. It's a little bit bigger. That breakout should be bigger. The secondary move should be bigger. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. It is possible we could reject from here, but I'm not expecting that personally. That's not the call. Especially with the 1 hour breaking out above the zero. I think this is legitimate here. The 4 hour MACD is bullish overall. The stochastics are bullish, but you're rejecting the overbought zone. You got a little separation between your blue and your orange line there, so you're probably going to pull back and consolidate, yes. Rejecting the overbought zone here. Continue to consolidate. You know, it's completely possible that this is a bull trap and that we do see lower lows. It's completely possible that that's what we do. The thought here was that we would go below these lows. And the only area to find support after that would be like this point of resistance here, or these points of resistance, or these points of support. The fact that you found support right there, it's kind of like a fake out, and you're having the nice reaction, but this really could be a bull trap. If it is a bull trap from a low to a high, I mean, it might make more sense to go down to that $66, $67 area. And you're finding resistance here at the 069. I don't know, man. I was starting off this video thinking that we were going to be moving up from here. And at this point in time, just looking at the 4 hour indicators, rejecting the overbought zone, you're at a point where your MACD, it's bullish overall, but you could reject here. This might be a bull trap. And it makes so much sense because you're getting more volume. You're building volume here. It's not more volume than this. Of course, it's still down overall, but you're building more volume on this move up, but you're not going anywhere. You're just still here in this area. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if this was a bull trap and we actually did move down to 66 bucks. I didn't expect that at all. It's kind of a 180 from how this whole video has been played, but that's why it's important to watch the whole video sometimes, because my opinions are subject to change, especially if I see something that convinces me of that. And I'll tell you what, rejecting the overbought zone after being overbought consistently, you got bearish divergence. You got a lower high with added volume. To me, it does seem like a bull trap. This actually, where I was very bullish, I am now actually bearish. I think that we will go below this low. Mark my words, you guys. We will go below this low, and we will see something that's below $70. That's the expectation. Probably close to $66, $65. Wow, that's wild. That's pretty wild. The chances of that not happening, of not going lower, goes up. It's a higher probability that we don't go below this low and that we move up from here instead. It's a higher probability if in the next 6 hours and 22 minutes you can close above yesterday's opening price. That doesn't mean that you're saved, but a bullish engulfing candle with that much volume, it's something to regard in itself. The daily time frame has significance, so it ups the chances that you might just move up from here. But there's still, even with that, even with you closing up here, it doesn't technically absolve you of going to those lower prices like I was talking about. It just makes it less probable technically. So if you want to prove me wrong, if you think that I'm wrong, if you think that that's the low and that we're going to move up from here, the first thing to do to kind of validate that or help validate that, add to the probability that you do move up from here instead of lower than this low, would be to close above 85.50, 85.60, let's say $85.60. Just close above there. Do that. If you close below there, that might be a signal that what I'm saying is true. If we close lower than that, if we get a wick on today, if we come back down, it was a bullish engulfing candle, but now it's a big doji candle with a big wick on it like this was here, that might be reinforcing, that does reinforce what I'm saying, that we probably do go lower. And by the way, it's okay. It's not a problem. Go down to 65 bucks. That's not a problem at all. Do it. That's very standard protocol. And it's a higher low. And you're finding support at prior resistance here, prior support here. It's perfect. Go do that. Do that. Find support, form good structure, move up from there, give us a little bit more of a flag in this bull flag, and then we'll sing Kumbaya as we rally above $200. It'll give people more of an opportunity to buy in. Hopefully nobody's FOMOing in here. I certainly would not want to be. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.